So the first thing that we're going to do once the athlete comes on campus is that we're going to go through a needs analysis. This is our evaluation form that you utilize off to the right, and what you're going to find that we're going to get all of our metrics when it comes to how much they weigh, body fat, date of birth, their height when they have shoes on, when shoes are off, their posture, their mobility in their shoulders, ankles, and hips. And then I'm going to break that down in the comments so that I can communicate with our coaches on that. Then I'm going to go through and I'm going to get some performance numbers on it, whether it be on the jump mat, max vert, lane agility, a flying 10, and so forth. We're going to look at those numbers. And then over the course of time, as the athlete is here in our program, we're going to get numbers on them for our core list. And in doing so, I'm going to be able to put more comments into that bottom section so that our coaches truly understand the type of athlete that we have and what I'm doing in the weight room and how it's correlating back onto the floor. So with that, I have to also understand the design of the body, whether ectomorph, endomorph, mesomorph, whatever it may be. I need to know that. I need to know their movement pattern. Are they compensating in any way, shape, or form? What is their injury history? What kind of habits do they have, good or bad? And what habits do I need to focus in on early on to improve upon is going to give this athlete the best position possible to be successful on the court. Their preferences. I do need to know if they like the weight room or don't like the weight room, because that does affect how I approach that student athlete as we go through our training. Tracking numbers daily, our reps and sets that we use on a daily basis, our exercise progression, regression, and then the two questions that I'm going to always ask myself every day: how are we moving? So are we moving with pace, or are we slow on getting up into the to the weight room or through our warm up onto the court, so I can communicate with coach on how they are already starting out for the day. And then I'm always going to give myself a grade. How am I coaching today? A through F, I'm going to give myself an honest grade. And I've asked my assistants to give me an honest grade. Dale Boyd and Raphael Horton, I appreciate them. I apologize for not giving them a thank you early on. And then if I were to put this into a pyramid, the bottom of it is going to be needs analysis, because I can't design a program unless I know what our athlete needs: work capacity and loaded movement training, strength, explosive, and speed. So those are our core principles of what we're going to focus in on during our training, through whether it be a year or up to 4 years. So strength, what is strength? So two quotes. First is by John Wooden, famous basketball coach from UCLA. Weight training is beneficial to basketball players and only if it is applied to proper basketball movements in all directions. So the game basketball, is played three-dimensionally. And so for me, when I'm designing a program, it has to make sure that not only am I getting them strong in the weight room, but it has to translate back to the court. Because if not, I need to figure out why that is. And then this second quote came from this book, Strength Training for Basketball, which came out through some phenomenal coaches just a few months ago. And the quote is just focusing on the athlete has to be as strong in the fourth quarter or second half just as they are in that first quarter or first half. And what is strong, what type of strength, and how much strength does a basketball player athlete need to be successful on the court? So what is strong? Strong is the ability for one to maintain balance and control in space, being able to utilize leverage that they've developed through training. So the 5 components of strength that we focus in on is relative strength compared to their body weight, absolute strength, strength, speed, speed, strength, and speed. So I'm going to focus on those qualities over our time. And not all of those qualities will be focused in on when an athlete first gets on campus or even in their first year. It's all about, are we meeting these qualities, relative strength first and foremost, and then we can go ahead and divvy up what we need in order for them to be successful on the court. So if I'm talking about relative strength standards, I have 3 groups. White, which is our freshmen and our transfers, our first year transfers. Gray would be our second year players, some third, and then blue would be third and our fourth year players. And these 5 core lists are what we focus in on: bench, trap bar deadlift, front squat, split squat, and pull-ups. And we can Front squat can be interchangeable with the split squat. It all depends upon what we saw with that needs analysis. As well with that, these numbers for the relative strength standards are interchangeable. So if I find that an athlete uh, is meeting certain standards but not others, then I'm gonna have to focus in on that other area. But we have to make sure that we have the metrics to know where we're going with it. And then in order to have strength, you have to be able to display it on the court. Strength is a foundation because you have to be able to maintain your posture on the court. You have to be able to maintain that base position and not get pushed around. You have to be stable. So you can't get pushed around and lose your balance and then not be able to make it up through to the next play. Strength is power. In order to be powerful, you have to be strong. In order to be fast with speed, you have to be strong. So strength is the correlation for all of this. If you're not strong, you won't have those other four qualities.